Welcome back to Design Bundle's YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Crystal, and today I'm going to show you guys how to use DesignScape to print multiple patterns on one page. So for example, today I printed two, so that way I could press these a full wrap on my mugs. So let's go ahead and dive right in. This is the super cute file we're using today. So this is an amazing bundle. It comes with tons of patterns. So this is only $1+ credit. So we are going to be using this to make full wrap mugs today. So with these patterns, you can use them to print for paper crafts. You can use them to make mugs, keychains, phone cases, tons of ideas. All right, so as you guys can see, there is a lot of these to choose from. So I've already downloaded it. So let's go ahead and head on over to DesignScape. So if you guys are a Plus member, we have a free program for you called DesignScape, and it's perfect for your sublimation printers. You could use this for your Epson printers as well as your Sawgrass. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start off with File. I'm going to go to New, and we're going to bring in our blank canvas. So I'm going to be printing this on an 8.5 by 11 paper. So I'm going to come down to Print, and then I'm going to come down to Letter 8.5 by 11, and then just hit Create. So we've got our blank canvas here. We're ready to go. So next up, we're going to hit File, and then we're going to hit Open in Place. And so what you want to do is search for your files. So you're just going to go to Downloads, search for your files. I've already opened mine here. And as you can see, we have tons of them to choose from. So I'm going to go ahead and start out with this super cute one right here. We're going to hit Upload. Now, what's really cool about this is anything that's in the black is not going to be what's on our canvas. So I can stretch this out. So to keep everything proportional, what you can do is hit Shift on your keyboard on your laptop or desktop. And then we're going to grab our little corner here to stretch it out. So I'm going to go ahead and stretch this little guy out. I'll move it up. So I let go of Shift. I'm moving it up. And then I'm going to hold that Shift again. And I'm going to stretch it out the rest of the way. So I just want to make sure it's from top to bottom. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoot this guy over. And if you guys see, you've got these little grid lines. See that little red line coming up? That's a little grid line to let us know we're centered and things like that. So I've got my perfect center here. You've seen that red line pop up. So let's go ahead and bring in our second one. So we're going to go to File. We're going to go to Open. And then let me see which super cute one we want to use. Once again, tons of these little guys to choose from. So I am thinking of using this adorable puppy one right here. So we'll do a cat one and a puppy. All right, so let's go ahead and drag this little guy now once again to the other side. Once again, you can see that red line go down the center. These are perfectly centered. They are good to go. All right, so we are gonna go ahead and flatten this to make it one layer. So you guys can see that we've got multiple layers here. What I'm gonna do is go to Layer, and then we're just gonna go to Flatten Image. So now you guys can see it's one solid design. So I've made two patterns into one. So what I'm gonna do now is to save this, what we're simply going to do is you can save it right here by clicking PNG, or you're going to go to File, go to Export, and save as PNG here. So we want to save it as a PNG because we're using it. You could do print and cut with this. You could do whatever you wanted. So let's go ahead and hit on PNG. And you guys are going to see that it's going to jump right up here. You're going to double click, and there it is. You can rename this whatever you want to as well. From here, if you guys were using an Epson printer, we would go to File, and then we would just go to Print and go through the normal print settings. So I'm going to go ahead. Let me actually show you guys really quick as well before I back out. If you're using an Epson and you need to mirror your design, you could come back into Image. You could go to Transform, and you can flip it horizontal. So before you save your PNG, you can go and mirror that right away so it's ready to go for your Epson printers. So let's go ahead and drop this guy back down really quick. So now if you guys were using it for your Sawgrass, if you have a Sawgrass printer, you guys are going to have this Sawgrass Smart folder. So what we're going to do now is I'm actually going to exit out of this. I'm going to come over here, grab my design, drop it right into this folder right here, and you guys are going to see right away, Print Manager is just going to pop up all by itself. So I didn't need to take it all the way inside of Sawgrass Creative Studio or anything. It's ready to go. So here is our print. You guys can see it right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and choose that I want to put it on a ceramic mug. So I can choose those settings right here. I've got my paper chose, tray 1, all of that good stuff. Now, I do need to turn my mirror on because I didn't do that for this one here. But once again, if you've already mirrored it right inside of the DesignScape software, you could turn off your mirror. So we're ready to go. We're going to go ahead and hit print. All right, so now that we have printed them off, you guys can see how adorable this is. It's really neat that you guys are able to combine these. You could do as many as you need. Say, for example, you need 4 patterns, so that way you're doing coasters or whatever it may be, you can do so. Now, keep in mind, we're gonna have to use our paper trimmer and go all the way down the center just to keep it nice and straight. Now, what I could have done in DesignScape, instead of butting these up next to each other like this, I could have left a little white gap all the way down the middle and it would have been perfect for a paper trimmer. So I do highly recommend that, is give yourself the teensiest, the tiniest of gap in the center for your paper trimmer, and it's going to make it a breeze, because now I have to line this up and I may have to take off just a smidge from the top and bottom. But look how cool it is that we're able to combine two of these. This is perfect if you guys have Epson sublimation printers and you guys need something to design and add multiple on one page. Even if you were doing the exact same design and you wanted to print a full page bleed and things, you could do that as well. And then, like I said, you don't have to use Sawgrass Creative Studio for this. You could definitely just grab and drop it into those smart folders. So that makes it super easy as well. These patterns are gorgeous, and as you guys can see with that bundle, you get a ton of them, and it's perfect for 1+ credit. So many things you could do with these things. So let's get started. So today I'm using a paper trimmer because, like I said, I want that edge to stay nice and straight. I've got a couple of Cricut mugs here. I'm using the 11 ounce is what they're calling these, I believe. Yeah, 12 ounce is what they call them. So I've got this little package here. It comes with 2. You could usually grab these locally. I'll have them linked down below for you guys. You don't have to use Cricut brands. You could definitely use other brands as well. Lots of different places to buy your sublimation blanks. But I'm using a package of 2 of those today. I've got some heat tape, and then I've got my Cricut Easy Press. All right, so the first thing we want to do is turn on our mug press. So before you get started, you really want to turn this on. It takes a few minutes to heat up. So while we trim this down, this will be heating up for us. All right, so let's take our mugs out of the box here. So we're just going to open this little guy up just like so and grab these out. All right, so the first thing that you want to do is take your lint-free cloth, and we want to remove any sort of debris. Now, Cricut, for their mugs, for example, they package them twice. There's a, like that little clear plastic over it plus bubble wrap. So they're pretty well protected, but just to be safe, always rub it anyways. You could use rubbing alcohol, but really a little clean cloth works just as great. All right, so we are ready. Let's go ahead and take our paper trimmer and let's try to line this up as close as we can. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to line this up right down that center here. And then I'm going to take my paper trimmer here and cut. So let's see how close we got. Pretty good. I actually got it right on the money. How I did that, I have no idea. So if you line it up, just be super, super careful like that. But really, if you just make yourself the most minute white gap, you're going to be perfect. So let's go ahead and see here. So you guys can see I'm going to get top to bottom wrap here. So we only actually need 9 inches. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to, first off, I don't want these ends here, like my little white ends. You see how it just kind of gives us a white border all the way around? I'm going to go ahead and trim those off, just like so. All right, so that way when I go to cut this 9 inches, it's going to be perfect. If not, it was going to have 9 inches including the white border, and we don't want that. All right, so 9 inches, all right, just like so, and trim. All right, so this one is ready, and I can actually even trim off this little bit of a white border if I wanted to. It's not going to matter because right where it's going to line up on the mug, I really don't have to matter so much, but just if you want to. All right, so this one is ready to go, so let me go ahead and trim this one down one more time. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. All right, so our Cricut Easy Press has beeped, so we're ready to go. We're just going to tape these down. So let's start off with our little puppy one here. So we need a couple pieces of tape here to go down the sides. So I'm going to go ahead and get something about like this. And all you have to do, I'm going to tape these on my counter real quick so I have control. So what you're going to do whenever you're doing a full wrap, we just want to go down the middle. So we are going to go right in the center here. So what you're doing is you're lining everything up, and this is what's going to help us center it up is our little handle. So I'm just paying attention there, and I think I need to move it just ever so slightly, just like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to get control. We're going to get one side down first. So we're just going to tape it just like so. And then I'm going to pull nice and tight. So the best thing to do is just kind of let go of it and pull just like this. You're pulling as tight as you can. You want no gaps. And we are going to tape down the next side. So if you look at it and you see no gaps here or on top, you're good to go. Now sometimes I kind of curl my top just like this a little bit, and we're good to go. Now normally what I've been doing is I've been taking a piece of, for example, parchment paper, and I'll wrap it around a new clean piece, if you will, just around it to protect our mug press. But so far, I've tested it enough that I feel safe that we can just simply stick this in our mug press. But if you want to protect your mug press, you're afraid that any inks are going to come off, definitely just wrap this with a piece of parchment paper, same exact size, and it's going to protect it. But like I said, for 2022, I'm no longer going to do that. I've used it enough with my mug press that I feel safe to do it without. So let's go ahead and press this mug. All right, so we're going to take our mug here, and all you simply have to do is go right down in here like so. You're just going to line it up. We want to make sure that it's nice and even on both sides there, that it's going to press. And then we're just going to go ahead and close this like so. Now it's going to take about 5 minutes. So if you guys have never used a Cricut Easy Press before, the way that this works, you turn it on and it's going to light up the first light. Once another minute passes by, another light will come. So it takes 5 minutes. So if you guys were using a Cricut Mug Press, you want to check in and use the proper time and temp for those. But with a Cricut Easy Press, it just makes it so easy. You're just going to press it and go. All right, so we are ready. You're just going to pop it open. Now with the Cricut Mug Press, your handle will stay cold as well as most mug presses. So you're simply just going to pop it out and set it down and let it cool. So in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and press my next mug. All right, so now that we have pressed both mugs, this one is almost completely cooled down. This one just came out of the press. I'm gonna peel this one first. You really wanna let these completely cool down. They are 400 degrees and super duper hot. So you can either use heat gloves with these or just let them completely cool down. I wouldn't really recommend peeling them while they're hot. So this one, like I said, is almost done. So I'm gonna peel it first. So we're just gonna go ahead and get a piece here and peel. Look at how gorgeous these colors are. And we were able to sublimate top to bottom. Look at this. These designs, are they not the cutest? They are a watercolor design. Super duper gorgeous. Go ahead and flip it over so you guys can see the super cute puppy face over here. Now once again, keep in mind these are watercolors, so you may see these. That's just the watercolor design, but this blue background is phenomenal. Now remember with these patterns, some of them does not have the color background. You could just keep the white mug and it just has the designs, which is gorgeous. But with this bundle, it came with a ton of them, as you guys could see, but I think this came out super, super cute. So let's go ahead and wrap this one. Now remember, this one is fresh out of the mug press, so I want to be super duper careful. So I'm going to try not to touch this area. Remember, the handle stays nice and cold. So I'm just going to go ahead and carefully peel all of these pieces here. But look at this color here, that pink with those little gray kittens that are watercolor. So as you guys could see here with these patterns, I mean, look at that color. It's just gorgeous. That pink little nose matches that background. Super duper gorgeous. So for any sort of animal lover, these patterns would be perfect for some coffee mugs, cell phone cases. You could even sublimate blankets with these. I mean, these patterns can be used for anything. You know, not only just sublimation designs, you could do these for paper crafts. The list goes on. So as you guys can see, look at how adorable these came out. Are they not the perfect mugs? So, so cute. The colors are adorable. So tons of different things that you could use with these little guys, tons of ideas. So I do hope this gives you some sort of inspiration, whether you recreate this exact same design or it gives you some inspiration of different things you could do with our pattern. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.